Hey X-Dancers, Anthony Rose. Today we're doing the country cha-cha. So we're going to take you through the most fundamental and basic steps, the ones you immediately need to know to be able to go out and country dance. So stick around. All right, so country cha-cha, it's one of our favorite dances. It's one you'll use a lot at the country dance hall. It is also one that is danced competitively in country dance. So we are teaching the lead and follow version of cha-cha. So I know there are cha-cha line dances, there are pattern partner dances. So today we're gonna be teaching you guys the lead and follow version that you can use on any dance floor. And by the way, if you guys are new to this channel, consider subscribing. There's a button down here, you just click that. We post a lot of two-step, a lot of West Coast swing, waltz, and now cha-cha. And so you don't want to miss all this stuff, so be sure to hit the bell button too. All right, so we're going to be teaching the most popular common steps. So the first one, obviously, we have to learn is the cha-cha basics. So we're going to demonstrate it, and then we're going to break it down. So with the cha-cha, we have a 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, and cha-cha 1. All right, so we'll break down the leaders part first, and then we'll show you the followers part. So leaders, you're actually going to step to the side, and that is count 1. You're going to do a rock step back with your right foot for 2, and then 3, and then you do a chasse for cha, 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 which is the start of the next section. So we do a rock step, cha, cha, cha. I'll show you that from this side. It is a 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, and cha-cha, repeat. Okay, so ladies' part is just opposite of that. We'll show you from the back first. She's gonna step with her right foot to the side for 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, and cha-cha, 1. Okay, so we're gonna do that as well as similar to all other dances in a basic dance hold. And together we're going to start with a 1 count. This is 1, and after we start count 1, we're just going to be repeating the same things over and over. So it's rock, step, cha, 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 then rock, step, cha, cha, cha. Okay, so that is your basic step of cha-cha. So that core rhythm of 2, 3, cha, cha, cha. Okay, by the way, the rock step is on count 2, so it's 1 and then rock step on 2, 3. That rhythm of 2, 3, cha-cha-cha is gonna remain pretty consistent for the most part, especially in the beginner pattern. So everything that we're gonna teach you guys today is going to keep that rhythm. So what I'm gonna suggest is you guys really get that rhythm ingrained in you now, because everything we're gonna do is just gonna keep that rhythm. So the basic step of cha-cha is simply, we have a starter, so we go 1, and then we have a 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3. Now, I'll tell you a little story about cha-cha. When I first started doing country, and then I started competing in country, because I had come from a ballroom and Latin background, a lot of the country dance courses, this is a long time ago, like the mid to late 90s, but they told me my cha-cha was too ballroomy. Now, if you look at competition cha-cha now, there's really not a lot of difference between the cha-cha that is danced competitively and the cha-cha that is danced in the ballroom or Latin world. It's just, do you wear a big goofy hat and boots, or do you wear some stretchy lycra thing that's fitted? So for the most part, it's very similar. The music's gonna be different. Country cha-cha music tends to be a little bit slower. Now, but with the way that you dance is really comfortable, what is comfortable for you, okay? So you don't have to use a lot of what we call Cuban motion to dance it. Cuban motion is where we move our hips and our rib cage. Socially, I wouldn't use that a lot, but performance or competition, they might actually have a little bit more. We just don't want it bouncy. So we don't want our cha-cha to go like rock, step, cha, cha, cha. So we don't want it to look like that. So we do want it to be smooth throughout, okay? So we're gonna show you some of the other basic steps of cha-cha. They kind of branch off of this, and then you guys will be good to go. All right, so your next step in cha-cha is a basic underarm turn. We're gonna demonstrate that for you. So if we started with that same basic we did a minute ago of cha, 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 2, 3, cha, 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 2, 3, and cha, cha, cha. Now, some people will do that with what's called an open break. We'll break it down both ways for you guys. So some people will actually do that as a cha, 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 open break, and cha, 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 2, 3. And it's really personal preference. I don't usually use the open break. I think it's just kind of redundant, but nothing wrong with doing that. So the only thing that's going to be different here is that she is turning under my arm on this rock step on the leader's left side. Now, the leader, your footwork is exactly the same. So if you watch us do this together, you notice his footwork is exactly the same as when a basic step. So we are just gonna go cha-cha-cha. We're gonna raise the hand at the end of that cha-cha-cha. This signals to her that she is going to turn. Then from there, she turns under as I still rock back and replace, and I pick her back up for that cha-cha-cha. So if you notice, really the only thing that's different here for the leader is he's bringing the hand up. I'm letting her know that she's going to turn. Then I let her know that she is turning, and now that she is coming back. Now for the followers, when she does that, I'm gonna lift the hand for cha-cha 1. This lets her know that she's going to turn. She has a 1/4, 1/2, 1/4 degree of turn. So now if she is facing me, when I raise that hand and replacing the rock step, she's turning 1/4. She keeps both feet basically where they're at as she turns around it. That's a 1/2 a turn for 3. And then she does 1 more quarter as she steps side together side. So the degree of turn actually matters. So a lot of people will do this very, very rounded. So we want to do 1/4, 1/2, 1/4. Okay, so if you decide to do that with an open break is just another name for being in open position during a rock step. That's an open break. So you notice in an open break, we're actually rocking away from each other. I don't see a lot of benefit to that, but we're just breaking away from each other. Now we're apart. The footwork, everything is still the same for 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3. And that is your basic underarm turn. All right, so next up we have what's called a crossover break. Now keep in mind, when I say break, a break is another name for a rock step. So in this case, we're replacing that rock step, crossing over to one side or the next. Now you've probably seen these on TV, Dancing with the Stars or whatever, with these full-on arm motions where we're actually gonna be here and then we're gonna hit these big lines and all that stuff. You know, don't have to do that at the country bar, but what I'm saying, you know, poke everybody's eyes out and probably get beat up by the end of the night. But if we're here, we're just doing the first half of the basic for cha-cha-cha. And you'll notice I've switched my hand underneath. So we go from actually this position to bringing the hand down. If you look at that from this side, I've actually let her hand rest over top of mine. So we don't want to be over top of hers. But as we're doing that chasse, that cha-cha-cha, as we're doing that, we're going to keep her in that position, but switch that hand down below. All we're going to do to lead this crossover break is we're going to rotate our body, and then we're both going to rock forward in the same direction, okay? So one thing to avoid here when we do this is, I see this all the time, by the way, from beginners, is we don't want to do that, okay? So that hand was going to stay down at this level. We're not like dancing in a prancing around a field of daisies or whatever. We're, yay! So we're actually going to keep that hand down. We don't want to actually draw attention to it. What we really want people to do is actually see this line between us. And if you decide to use the arms and everything, that's additional, but this is the line that we're creating. So we're just going to do a rock step for 2, 3. Then when we turn to face each other for the cha-cha-cha, we're actually going to pick up 2 hands here for cha-cha-cha. So we actually have 2 hands for both of those. Then we're going to release that opposite hand and do that same thing on the opposite side for 2, 3. Turn to face each other, cha-cha-cha. And we're going to do it a 3rd time for rock step. And now when we turn each other, we can either finish with a basic underarm turn, or we can even do a walk around turn. So if we did that again, we could actually go cha-cha-cha and lead that hand around to where we're both turning if you're comfortable doing that. So leaders, your footwork is exactly the same as her footwork there, just on the other side. So, but however you decide to end that, you can do 1, you can do 3. You just have to, you know, do it in odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7. I don't know that you should do 7, but you know, you should do it in odd numbers if you're going to end up on that side. So we have 1, 2, 3. Switch the hand for cha-cha-cha, crossover break for 2, 3. Face each other, cha-cha-cha, rock, step, cha-cha-cha, last time, rock, step, and then we can finish that by bringing the hand up at the end of that chasse, leading her for that underarm turn, picking her back up. So a couple things I want to point out with this. Your feet actually matter to create the overall look. Okay, so cha-cha is what we call a rhythm dance. So we want our feet to be pointed outwards slightly, right? Like this is not a good look for you. We don't want the feet straight. We actually want them pointed out at 11 and 1 o'clock. So if you were facing the top of a clock and this was noon, you'd have a little bit of turn out of your feet, regardless of what foot position or dance position you're in. So as we're dancing this, our feet are pointed outward slightly. So if you watch this from this angle, you're actually going to notice my feet are slightly turned outwards the whole time. But when we do that crossover break, we really want that foot on the outside to end up like that. Right? So we don't want to look like I got to go to the bathroom, right? I got to go potty, right? So we want the feet to actually turn outwards just a little bit. This is actually important. It's one of those things that people don't know that they see, but they totally see it. All right, so point out of the foot actually matters, the line with the hand. So you just don't want to bring the hand up and end up in, I got a potty pose. I'm going to watch that back on video and somebody's going to pause that and screenshot that and send it to me. So again, crossover break is 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha, 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 2, 3, and cha cha cha. Okay. One last thing on this: your cha 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 or your chasse and your rock step need to be separate. We don't want them rounded. I see that all the time, which looks like this. So we want this to not go cha, cha, cha. See how it's rounded the whole time? We're curving from one side to the next. Part of the appeal of cha-cha is the staccato. Cha, 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 and then we go. And then we're facing each other for cha, 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 and then we go. It's like, hello. Oh, check out that girl over there. I'm totally teasing. So, no, like they got to be separate. So there's your crossover break. All right, so we got some final thoughts on this, and one thing that we rarely hear any country dancers talking about are the little things that you actually see, but you don't know that you see. Just so, why does this person look so much cleaner and nicer when they dance than this other person? So we're gonna cover one of those that's actually really important for cha-cha. It's important in all your dances, but especially important in this one. In partner dancing, or in all forms of dancing, there are 5 foot positions. There's 5 places your feet can be in relation to each other. We're gonna cover them and then show you how they apply to cha-cha. So first position is when your feet are together. Keep in mind, cha-cha being a rhythm dance, that your feet need to be pointed out at 11 and 1 o'clock. So you don't want to be flat like this. You actually want to be at 11 and 1 o'clock. So this is first position. Second position is feet apart. And when we go into feet apart, our shoulders are usually about shoulder width. Third position is heel to instep. We put the heel of one foot to the instep of the opposite foot. Fourth position is a walking step. It's one foot significantly in front of the other with space in between. And then fifth position is toe to heel. Your feet are always going to be, each time you take a step, in one of these 5 positions. So this, again, this isn't because it's correct or it's proper or the official way or the proper, that's not what it's about. It's about how it changes how the movement looks and feels to your partner, okay? So if we started a cha-cha basic and we were standing here side to side and we're doing the leader's part, we start in first position and then we're gonna go to second. And then we're gonna go to fourth. Remember, that's a walking step, so one foot significantly in between. Then we go to fourth again. Then we go to second, we go back to first, we go to second, and then we go to fourth again. Those things are important, not just because it's supposed to be, but because they change the way your body moves. So here's a couple points that we'll point out that actually are really, really common mistakes that people make. Is number one, when you do that chasse, this is second, first, second. This is not second, slightly smaller second, and second again. So it's a difference between going like this and going like this, right? So you can see there's a very clear difference. Another thing that we watch out for is in the rock steps. Now there's more than one theory on this. Some people will say the rock steps are in 5th position. We actually dance them in a 4th position. Let me show you the difference. So when we do our rock step and we step into second, when we step into that rock step, we want our spine to actually move and replace. We want our body to move. So one thing we gotta really cover here is if we go in 4th position, our bodies actually move and our bodies actually move. Then we step side completely together, side, but then we actually have spinal movement again. And if we do like a crossover break, we're gonna go second, first, second, and when we crossover break, we want our feet in that 4th position also, so there's space in between. We also have to keep them in line. So if I'm in 5th position, which is toe to heel, Fourth position is just a longer fifth position, which means my feet are going to be in this line, okay? This is a good fourth position. This is not. This is second. This is fourth. This is fecond, and fecond is not a thing, so don't be fecond, okay? So we're actually going to start that basic, and we're going to go second, fourth, fourth, second, first, second, fourth, fourth, okay? Every step in every dance. By the way, this is a good tip to carry over into other things. Guess what your basic foot positions are in two-step? Fourth, 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 fourth. Yes? So you've got a foot position in every step you ever take. Each time you make a weight change, it's one of those. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you just loved it, then, you know, share it with somebody else. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.